Well, it was a unique situation. I'd always liked to arm wrestle, just being the competitive person that I am. Obviously, being a former collegiate athlete, I was always up for a challenge. So, while being a director in an IT company, one of my employees, we always used to wrestle and have a good time. One evening, we decided to have a little horseplay in that regard, and he was somebody that had never beaten me before, and we got caught up in the middle of arm wrestling, and at the end of the day, I broke my humerus.
This was a very significant injury to the humerus. It was a very unstable fracture, and without surgery, this fracture would not heal properly.
Initially, obviously never having this injury before, never knowing anybody with this injury, I was quite curious to see what was going to be the effects and what was going to be the process involved in actually going through this procedure. Dr. Noonan and his team were very great in the fact that they explained step by step exactly what would happen throughout the whole process. So with that being said, I was able to articulate in a manner that potentially would be my outcome ultimately, coming through this whole process and out of surgery.
With most significant long bone or this type of fracture, the best fixation a lot of times is with a plate and screws. And in this particular surgery, you have to expose the fracture through a big incision, reduce the fracture, which means get the fracture aligned properly, and then at that point you have to stabilize the fracture with some type of metal device. In his situation, we used a long plate and screws. His surgery is especially complicated in the fact that a major nerve, the radial nerve, runs directly in the line of the procedure. So a lot of times we have to mobilize and protect that nerve as we're putting on the plate.
I've fully recovered 100%. I'm able to be active with my son, who is a high school athlete. I have no injury to the particular affected arm or elbow that Dr. Noonan and his team repaired. It's been a great experience. I've got full strength. I'm able to lift weights, work out, and be fully mobile with both of my children.
Now, as a physician, that's my ultimate goal, is to be able to see a patient return back to what they enjoy or love doing without any restrictions after a severe injury.